The fallout from Prince Harry's explosive BBC interview continues. The Duke of Sussex revealed that he can't see a world in which he would bring his wife and children back to the UK, and that his father, King Charles, refuses to speak to him over security arrangements in the UK.
There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile.
This interview aired one day after he lost a major court battle over private security arrangements. Let's get the latest from London now, and joining us is royal commentator Josh Rom. Josh, it is great to see you again. What's the reaction been to this interview? Is this yet another betrayal of the royal family?
I mean, first and foremost, good evening from London. Gabriella, it's so good to be back with you. And dare I say, you look absolutely amazing today in Australia, tonight for London. But there is one word that comes to this interview that pretty much absolutely everyone is saying, and that is the word petulance. He looks like a petulant child, once again throwing his toys out of the pram. And you know what? There is so much of this interview that we can dissect and look into that just proves that he's just being an absolutely petulant child. For example, in that one clip that you showed him when he's talking about how his father won't speak to him for the security concerns, there's a reason for that. And it's not just about potential leaks to the media or to a book or in a Sussex TV show or podcast or out to People or Us Weekly magazine. It's actually because Harry is fighting against the Home Office, which is part of His Majesty's government. So per se, if he tells anything to Prince Charles, or if Prince Charles tells Harry anything that's used in evidence against his own government, well, that puts the king and the institution in jeopardy against a constitutional crisis. So there are reasons for this. It's not just chugging on the emotional heartstrings. Again, there is a reason behind all of this stuff. And Harry, and listen, I actually do want to take a slightly nuanced approach with this, because Harry did offer previously to pay for his own security. Now, the Metropolitan Police say that they're not guns for hire and that they don't want to set a precedent. But the one thing that Harry, I think, is correct on is the fact that he was born a prince of the realm. He is the king's son. He cannot help where he was born. He cannot help by the fact that he's a prince. Even if the Duke of Sussex title in the HRH was completely stripped from him, he will always be Prince Harry, no matter what. So therefore, there is kind of that special status where security does need to be taken into consideration. But at the same time, it is taken into consideration on a case-by-case basis when he does come to the UK. And if he does come for a royal event, then of course he will be surrounded by everything, all the security apparatus that goes with that as well. But that's the thing. He says that he's only invited to either weddings or funerals, but yet when he does come to the UK, he complains about the lack of security, but yet he feels, as exposed by the Sun newspaper, that it's totally okay to order an Uber Eats or a Just Eat or whatever. He feels it's okay to order a takeaway brand to deliver food to his house. You know, so there's so much that we can just dissect from this one interview, but all it is Prince Harry sitting down, just being that petulant child. And also as well, just one more thing. When he talks about an establishment stitch-up, but yet provides no actual evidence of an establishment stitch-up, just talking about what people are saying to him. This is what the Sussexes do best. This is the thing. They just drop these huge, sweeping allegations, but provide no actual substantial evidence to back them up. Therefore, knowing the opportunity that they're doing, and especially as well, the day after that he gives an interview saying, this crude statement of, I don't know how long my father has left. Okay, that's also worldwide privacy tour, biggest gig, yet he reveals he reveals he goes against the privacy of other members of his family. Yes, of course. But the thing is, the day after he talks about his kids, Archie and Lilibet, not meeting his father, and bearing in mind they're not going to meet their maternal grandfather either, the day after he does this, Meghan, what does she do? She posts a photo on her Instagram profile of Harry with the kids, Archie and Lilibet, their backs turned to the camera, enjoying this beautiful Californian landscape. So this is them. It is what sources have said. It is kind of like a middle finger to King Charles as well, because they always want to play the victim, yet everything is strategic. And that's the point with the Sussexes.
Oh, Josh, it's not like Meghan Markle to get herself involved. I mean, she posts that photo just hours after the BBC interview. And as you say, there is so much to dissect. And the Sussexes seem to always be painting themselves as the victims here. Prince Harry went on to say that he wants reconciliation with his family. And he claimed that he was willing to forgive his father and several members of his family. It's bold of him, but let's take a listen.
Since 2016, there are things that have happened that I can now forgive. I have moved past that. I can forgive my family's involvement, my father's, my brother, and my stepmother. I can forgive the press to a large extent as well for so many things that have happened. What I'm struggling to forgive, and what I will probably always struggle to forgive, is that a decision that was made in 2020 that affects my every single day.
Josh, it's a big claim after, he was the one that started this fight with his family. He was the one to flee to California in 2020. And you brought up that Meghan Markle posted this black and white image of Prince Harry and their children just hours after the interview, certainly sending a strong message. Jacqueline Magnay wrote in The Australian that Prince Harry's grievance tour is wearing thin. And I think it'd be hard to find anyone who disagrees with that.
I mean, that photo from Meghan Markle, it's literally, I feel like it's taunting the king a little bit, because we know that, or at least it's been very widely reported, that it's taken a personal sadness toll on the king, that he's barely seen his grandchildren twice since they were born, especially with Lilibet. Especially, he may have seen Archie a little bit more previously when they were in the United Kingdom. He was a baby when they went on their tour of South Africa, when they were a part of the royal family. So he may have seen Archie more, but Lilibet, he's seen her maybe once, twice for her whole life. So it's been very widely reported that this has taken a personal toll on him. He's sad about that. His Majesty is very sad. So this picture of them, the kids turning their backs to the camera, that's almost taunting the king of, this is the access that you're not going to have, sort of thing. And I just think it's so cruel. But the one thing that struck me was when Prince Harry was like, there's no point fighting anymore. Life is precious. He, as you said, he started the fight. This was a fight that he started. The royals themselves, okay, if the institution, I don't know if they've briefed against him. I could never say that. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But what have his actual family members themselves said? Absolutely nothing in public. And yet again and again and again, here he is playing the victim. Oh, reconciliation can't come with truth, but I've now found out the truth, blah, 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 but the king won't speak to me, blah, blah, blah. I tell you, both Meghan and Harry speak more word salads than Kamala Harris, number one. But number two, it's just so hypocritical. He's so attention-seeking. It's unbelievable. And this is the thing, and also, there's a royal commentator called Kinsey Schofield, who I know you know very well, who actually made a very good point tonight on Talk TV. And she said, Harry and Meghan, both, one of them is lying, because on one hand, Meghan Markle is going on all of these podcasts trying to paint their life in Montecito as the happiest they've ever been, H&M, the happiest they've ever been. Look at me cooking and putting pretzels in plastic bags and cooking tomato £1 pasta, being happy in my honeymoon period that's never ending. Look at me. And then you have Prince Harry, who is so sad and is just harking back constantly to the past, constantly complaining about what he can't have, constantly saying that he doesn't feel safe enough to come to the UK. Yet we'll go to a place like Ukraine, bearing in mind. So he feels it's safer for him in a war zone than it is in the UK. And bearing in mind as well, Colombia, one of the drug capitals of the world. Okay, great, safe, very safe there. We could just all walk down the street in Colombia and not get robbed or anything like that, sure. But that's the thing. So both Meghan and Harry are presenting two completely different attitudes. There's Meghan, who's either deluded and thinks life is perfect when it isn't, or is lying, pretending that life is perfect. Or you've got Prince Harry speaking his truth, I should say, and just constantly moaning and in this kind of stage of paranoia all the time, just because he can't get armed guards.
It makes absolutely no sense. But, you know, Meghan Markle, she loves to kind of stuff up every PR thing, even the image between her and her husband. But look, we've got to get to more royal news.
That podcast, did you watch? I couldn't. Gabriella,
it's too painful. It is too painful to talk about. We're going to have to get you on another time. We have to talk about.
I mean, just very quickly. I just love how she presents all of these like ideas as if they're her own innovations, as if she's thought it up herself. Like she's going on this podcast going, "Oh, I'm makeup free. It's so brilliant." Just completely ignoring the fact that Pamela Anderson has done that all the way through the last award season.
It's very cringe, but you know, what else could we expect? Look, members of the royal family have taken part in celebrations to mark the 80th anniversary of VE Day, which of course stands for Victory in Europe Day. The King, the Queen, the Prince and Princess of Wales, their children waved to crowds from the balcony of Buckingham Palace. And Josh, it was Prince Louis. He provided yet another cheeky moment, didn't he?
I just adore Prince Louis. That 7-year-old is one of the sweetest children in Britain. He is so adorable. He always steals the show at every royal event with all of his beautiful expressions, I should say. And bless him, he did not let us down today during the VE Day celebrations outside the palace. There he was dusting his dad's uniform off, cleaning it off for dust. Prince George moved his head, so then Prince Louis copied him, moving his head with just as much flair and style, and then all of his expressions. He is just so sweet. But the one thing is that I want to point out about the VE Day celebrations is this is what the royals do best. They're there in front of huge crowds outside of Buckingham Palace. But you know, the fly pasts on top with the red arrows. And what they're doing is they're, again, after all of this stuff with Harry, after all of the attacks, never complain, never explain, keep calm, carry on, turn up, look absolutely flawless, look absolutely polished, you know. And Prince Harry, he talks about public service and how much he misses his country. Well, these are the guys that are in the country actually doing the public service, wearing their uniform, paying homage to the veterans that have given their lives to this country, whilst Prince Harry is in California just moaning about that he couldn't do that. So this is the thing. Prince Harry and Meghan, they like to taunt the royal family with pictures and sweeping statements and huge accusations and bombshell interviews. But here's the royal family, poised, elegant, keep calm, carry on, professional all the way to a T.
Absolutely, and we keep seeing that time and time again. Josh, before I let you go, we have to speak about fashion's biggest night, which is underway at New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art, with stars hitting the red carpet. This year's Met Gala theme is superfine tailoring black style, and the gala is, of course, a fundraising dinner for the Costume Institute of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Now, we know Rihanna has revealed that she is expecting her third baby with A$AP Rocky, but bring us up to speed on all the action from the Met.
I mean, I love Rihanna. I mean, she previously revealed that she was pregnant at another Met Gala as well. So, of course, she's going to do this. And fans are still waiting for the album that she promised us 5 years ago. But you know what? We love the fact that she's being a mother. She's expecting another baby with A$AP Rocky. Absolutely love this. But I will say, Zendaya for me is a real highlight in this beautiful white suit with flared trousers and a gorgeous hat. I feel that she's doing Blake Lively in a simple favor better than Blake Lively does it, I gotta tell you. Also loved Anne Hathaway as well with the bouffant style hair. Slightly kind of, it's a more simplistic look that she went for, especially with this kind of bejazzled skirt in this kind of striped bejazzled skirt, but it's simple, elegant, chic, bit jaw-dropping at the same time. Heidi Klum, I kind of expected more. She's somebody that always flaunts her body on Instagram, that flaunts her figure, that flaunts her legs. And there she is in a simple black dress with a train. Considering this is somebody that loves the attention and loves a jaw-dropping look, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. But my MVP of the night was Pamela Anderson in this bejeweled gown. And what I love most about Pamela Anderson is, you know, in an interview with me for Talk and Times Radio, she was talking about how wearing no makeup for her, it's a social experiment, and kind of hinting at she's got something to prove, even though her mum herself wishes she had eye makeup on. But what she's doing is notice with this dress, it's completely covered up. It's a floor length dress. She's got a high neckline, sleeves are covered, but it's beautiful. She's also got cropped hair, again with this minimalistic style makeup. She's proving that she's stepping out to be the true star and the true actress that she is. And she's proving the social experiment bang on, because behind all the makeup and the sex persona was actual talent. And now that she's stripping all of that away and is going down the more kind of the more chic, traditional, old Hollywood glamour sort of feel, this is where she's starting to be really taken seriously as an actress. And we saw that in her performance in The Last Showgirl. So what I love about this is she's not just stopping after award season. For Pamela Anderson, this is a continuation of this social experiment, proving all of the people that typecasted her back in the day wrong, everybody that underestimated her back in the day. You know, she's proving that, no, I am truly the star that I want and I've always have been. If that makes sense.
Josh Rom, absolutely. We could talk for hours on this program. Thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. So good to talk to you.
So good to speak to you, Gabriella. Thank you so much as always. Always love it. Getting the band back together.